In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a Lone Wolf gin from Scotland. I'm going to be giving it a quick review, telling you what it tastes like, how it's made, and then right at the end of the video, I'm going to give you not only my preferred tonic serve, but a little crazy flipped up serve. If you're at home, or if you run in pubs and bars, I'm going to tell you how much it costs as well. So if you like the sound of that, if you want to know more about Lone Wolf gin, stay tuned. Hey folks, Steve the Barman here, and I would love to give a big shout out to my show sponsors, drinkstuff.com. I have been trading with Drink Stuff now since about 2001, some 17, 18 years. They are my go-to online retailers for everything that I use to run my business except the actual booze. So I'm talking glassware, I'm talking cocktail shakers, I'm talking bar tools, I'm talking syrups and purees, my dehydrated fruits. They are flipping awesome, to put it bluntly. As I say, I've been trading with them a long time. Today's glass that I'm going to be using is one of their new glasses as well. This is a Deco highball glass. So if you're running pubs, bars, hotels, restaurants, anything like that, and you want to take your offering to the next level, or if you're a bartender and you're looking for some really cool shakers or bartending equipment, then go and check out drinkstuff.com. I cannot recommend them highly enough. Right then, let's crack on with the gin review. As this is a Scottish gin, this week's question of the video, I want to know what your favourite Scottish gin is. There's a lot out there. I'm going to drop just a few off the top of my head. Obviously, we've got Lone Wolf, Caroon, The Botanist, Hendrick's is a Scottish gin. They are just some of the big uns out there that play. I want to know what your favourite Scottish gin is. There are loads and they are very, very good. Isle of Harris as well. That is a phenomenal gin. So let me know in the comments below, what is your favourite gin? Right, let's crack on with this. There's an ulterior motive why I've got this as well. This is going to be, there's quite a few videos coming up over the next few weeks, months or so, where I'm kind of looking to pimp up gin and tonic serves for pubs and bars. And this is the base gin that I'm going to use. I've fallen in love with this gin. It's a absolutely stonking, sort of what I call a classic gin. It's a base pour for gin and tonics, for cocktails, anything like that. It is just absolutely superb. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. If you don't know who Lone Wolf are, they're kind of the brainchild of Brew Dog, the famous Scottish beer people. As far as I'm aware, I think this is right. This is just off the top of my head. I think they're actually on site on Brew Dog, on the brewery, on the premises there. I think they've set up a little distillery on site. I think I'm correct in saying that. Sorry if I'm not, but that's who owns it. That's where it come from. Now, the reason why I love this so much is kind of they're one of the very few distilleries in the UK, and I mean very, very few. We are talking literally a handful of distilleries in the UK that literally can go from grain to glass, as in they literally do everything from distilling their own neutral spirit right the way through to distilling the gin and bottling the other big two that you may have heard of is William Chase or Chase Distillery over in Herefordshire, and then sort of closest to me we've got Adnams as well. They're one of the very few. Now this gin, I think Lone Wolf came to light in about 2017, so about 18 months at the time of shooting, very early 2019, so about 18 months. This is a 44% gin. I'm going to tell you the botanicals in a minute and how it's made. But it is derived from 50% wheat and 50% barley. And they spend about 4 or 5 days fermenting that. I think that probably, sorry, I'm not a beer person at all, and I haven't looked into this, but I think that's probably the basis of quite a lot of their beers. So I think that's where that comes from. So they spend 4 or 5 days fermenting the wheat and the barley, and then they start to distill, and they take it, and when they distill it, they really want the purest alcohol they can get, so they take it right up to 97% ABV. That's what they're pulling off the still. I'm not going to go into specifics about the still. You can go around and research it, but the still they've got is one of a kind. I haven't done the research about this, but I think it's kind of a 3-bell still or something like that. It's really cool. Go and check it out. Go and Google it. It's really cool. When they've got the base neutral spirit ready to go, they then go about infusing or macerating, steeping. That's another word. Whatever word you want to use, go about steeping their botanicals in that. Now, I couldn't work out whether they dilute it back down to 40%. And then still the gin, or they put the botanicals in the 97% ABV neutral spirit. I would hazard a guess that they take it back down to about 40% before they redistill it again. Right, let me run you through the 14 botanicals that set this gin off. So we've got juniper, we've got coriander, we've got angelica, we've got cardamom, we've got pink peppercorn, Thai lemongrass, kaffir lime leaf. We've got mace. I'm not quite sure what mace is. I should have looked at that. I don't know. Not really heard of that one before. But then we've got almond, we've got lemon peel, we've got pink grapefruit peel, we've got lavender, we've got orris, and then the final one is Scottish pine needles. Now, when you kind of pop the cork, you get a massive kind of juniper hit coming off it straight away. Just stick some in the glass. But you really get that kind of grapefruity kind of nose going on there, and a little bit of the sort of, quite a lot of the pine actually coming off there. It's very sort of complex gin, but you can tell straight away that this is going to be lovely. Taste wise, do you know what? That is just beautiful. You get, I'm just waiting for it to kind of go down a little bit. I've got the juniper, but alongside the juniper and the spice, I've got a very kind of fruity grapefruit. You definitely get the grapefruit coming off there. But as the finish lingers, as it goes down, you do get that pine coming out the back there, and it's just, I'm not sure what it reminds me of, but it's just lovely. Really nice. And that is just going to make a cracking gin and tonic. Do you know what? I didn't say it before, but I think the reason why I've fallen in love with this, I think as a classic out and out gin, do you know what? This is very close to being my favourite. I love Poetic License Northern Dry. Absolutely love that. Do you know what? This is a very close second to being my favourite gin. My favourite kind of normal gin, if you want to call it normal. So that's the gin. I'm going to show you how it's served. Just a couple of things I forgot to mention. Just another thing I love. The label, although it's kind of a little stuck there, is held on by a little elastic band. And that's because they kind of, I jokingly said I was going to send them some Pritt stick, if they can't afford to stick the label on. But the whole premise behind that is they us bartenders, we love to reuse our bottles for stuff. I use all my Havana Club bottles because I go through loads of rum. For lemon juice and my syrups and things like that. So, it's all about recycling. So you just flip the label off and you've got a cool bottle. If you want to stick some lights in there, go for it. But bartender wise, you can use that for any kind of syrups. Right, you want to know how this is going to be served. Just finish that off. Now, I've got 3 tonics for you here. Let me just do that for the close-up camera down there. 3 tonics. My first, if you want a plain sort of gin and tonic, I highly recommend Franklin's & Sons with this one. I think this tonic goes very well with this gin. Just really nice. Kind of the tonic water is a little bit sweeter than kind of Schweppes 1783 or your Fever Trees, but I just think it works very well. But if you want a kind of quirky serve, I think this one from Franklin's & Sons, all 3 of these today are Franklin's & Sons. I think this is their rosemary and black olive tonic. I think this one, because you've got that kind of citrusy going on there, the grapefruit, I think that goes very well with the rosemary in that tonic water. I just think that's really nice. And openly and honestly, I've said this before on camera, when these tonics got launched, this one out of the 4 was the one I kind of looked at and thought, there is no way I'm going to try that. That's not even remotely of kind of my palate. I tried it and it was absolutely lovely. It was probably my favourite one out of the 4. So I think they work very well. So go and check those 2 out, Franklin's & Sons. But my preferred serve for this one is rosemary and black olive tonic water. However, I've got something really cool if you're running pubs and bars and you kind of want to, you know, all your pubs and bars, you're all doing gin and tonics, much and much, you want a point of difference. This is a really cool point of difference for you. So today's gin and tonic, I'm going to serve it up in this glass. This is one of the new drink stuff range. This is a Deco highball. It's about, I've got it written down now, it's about 23, 24 pounds for a case of 6. Really kind of solid glass. Again, these glasses are specially designed for the industry, so they're quite robust. They're not going to break easily. 13, nearly 14 ounces, perfect size. I love my gin and tonics in kind of straight highballs. So this is what I'm going to do for you today. I've got my ice cubes. This is wax some ice in, my nice chunky ice. So I've got just 4 solid ice cubes in there. Let's do a healthy glug of gin. So we're going to healthy glug, 50ml serve. I love this measure as well. I need to do a video about this measure. This is really cool. This is my Precisio, Mezclar Precisio measure. You see all those lines. If you're a bartender, and make sure, get that down the camera. You see all those lines in there. Marked, both sides of those. Marked 5, 10, 15, 20. So if you're doing cocktails, you need to be specific with the ratios. That measure is absolutely perfect. So we've got that. We've got 50ml of our gin going in there. This is where we're going really crazy now. This is Moaning blood orange syrup. Again, it's about £6 from Drink Stuff. I'll pop a link up on screen now of where you can get that from. But I love this. Now, this is really cool. I'm going to use 10ml in here actually. This is very much adjust the taste. Okay, 10ml might be too sweet for a lot of you. You might just want 5ml. But this, wait for the tonic water because this is going to be an absolutely stunning drink. The tonic water is Franklin's and Sons pink grapefruit and bergamot. So we've got the lovely sort of citrusy piney juniper gin. We've got a dash of blood orange syrup, and we've got a pink grapefruit and bergamot tonic water. So just going to open that, pop it in. Now I haven't got a garnish for this. Should have done. Let's just leave it there for a minute. You know, you could garnish this fresh grapefruit peel, sprig of rosemary or something like that. Rosemary and grapefruit, that's going to work very well together. You can see you've got this lovely kind of pinkish hue going on there. That is going to set pink gin and tonic. There we go. Very, very different pink gin and tonic. But that is just going to be a massive point of difference for you in your gin and tonic menus if you're in the pubs or bars. Do you want me to tell you how much it costs? So, depending on prices, this is going to come in anywhere between £28 and £32 a bottle. I paid £28 for that. So, a double measure, where we got double measure, £2.14, £2.15 for that. The tonic waters, about 50p you should be able to get from in the trade. There's the syrup, 70cl bottle. It's got 70 dashes out there. £6 a bottle, 70 dashes. It's literally 5 or 6 pence. Garnish in there, 15p. So all in, you're looking at about £2.90 for this drink. It's a double measure. Easily sell it for £8.95 easily, if not more. £8.95, £2.90 cost price. You do the maths. It's about £6 profit just for a very, very simple 30-second simple serve. Say garnish. I should have got a garnish out. I haven't. Do you know what? Oh, that is just, the pink grapefruit comes alive. You get the lovely kind of gin notes going through there. The citrusy gin notes. You get the blood orange. That is just a lovely gin and tonic. Absolutely perfect. Hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you want to send me a direct message, hit me up at Instagram at Steve the Barman. I'll get back to those when I can. But that's been this video. Look out for some more Lone Wolf Pimp Up Your Gins coming. Not sure what I'm rocking out in the next video, but it will come out next Wednesday. So I'll see you really soon.